Having a good day? Good time? Yeah? So today I'm going to talk to you about the ADHD brain. I don't know if you guys know, but I have ADHD. And I'm going to teach you guys 3 simple shifts that literally transformed my ADHD from my biggest curse into my greatest advantage in my life and my business and everything in between. So the first thing I just want to sort of break down is, who is this for? Essentially, this is for the ADHD adult, someone who knows that they are not reaching their full potential. Raise your hand if you've got more potential that you know you can kind of reach, you just don't have to kind of get there. How frustrating is that? Even worse, keep your hands up if you actually know what to do, but you're still not doing it. Yeah, that was me 4.5 years ago. And I was sick and tired, being sick and tired. So on this next few minutes, you're going to discover a few things. You're going to discover the real reason why ADHD adults stay stuck in the patterns, in the traumas, in the ADHD blocks, and exactly what to do about it. They didn't know we're there. You're also going to know why therapy, medication, and productivity hacks have not created a lasting change. Not to say they don't help or they wouldn't help, but the lasting change is what I'm talking about. Does this make sense? And then you're also going to understand how to stop the cycle of starting strong, burning out, hating yourself, and start over again. I remember my own personal life and my own journey, the amount of times I would start with the next big thing, I'd be buzzing. For example, golf. I wanted to get into golf one day because I saw someone hit a really good golf shot. I was really excited. And it was like my passion. So what did I do? I was basically bankrupt, but I found a credit card with about £7,000 in it, so I maxed it out. I bought the best golf equipment, the best golf everything. And essentially what I then did was I played golf for about 6 months and then I quit. Because it didn't work. So that was basically my story. I've been a TV presenter, I've been an electrician, I've been a teacher, a lecturer, I've been into commercials, I've been into investments, I've done all sorts of bits and pieces, but nothing enough to keep me fulfilled enough just to see some sort of benefit. And I'm going to teach you the steps that I personally took, and all of this was about therapy, medication, or another self-help book collecting dust in the back of your room or under the bed. Raise your hand if you've tried to help yourselves. Raise your hand if you really tried to help yourselves. You are really trying to change your life, you just don't have a fucking clue. Right? I've been there. And I'm going to promise you something today. You're going to understand a step-by-step roadmap. It's going to permanently rewire your ADHD like it's rewired mine. I've helped over 100 people experience the same transformation just in the last 2 years alone. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So things like focus, follow through, your emotional state, self-doubt, confidence, and everything becomes effortless. It becomes second nature to you to just thrive without having to force it. And this framework, like I said, not just saved my life, but it saved close to, or just over 100 lives all around the world. Has it stopped? Yeah? It was quite loud, wasn't it?
Loud.
Yeah, I just didn't want to say it.
Are we all happy there now?
No.
Good. Yeah, thank you. It was a bit loud for me too.
Yeah.
This ear might never work again. Does it sound like you? Raise your hand if this sounds like you. You wake up in the morning, whether you've got business, you're working, whatever that looks like, and you are already drowning in anxiety, overwhelm, stress, before the day's even begun. Raise your hand, just give me an idea. Say yes, if it sounds like you just can see you looking at. Yeah, okay, cool, a few of you. What about your to-do list? How many times have you built a to-do list and you just don't know how to complete the to-do list that you've just literally created? How many times have you flipped between, I'm going to change everything today, today's the day, Monday, we're doing this, changing my life, better version, New Year's, new goals, new me, whatever you want to call it. And then by the Wednesday or the Thursday, it's like, what the hell's just happened? I'm back to eating my pork chops, my Domino's pizzas, and back to square one. Because that's what we do for dopamine, right? How many times have you overcommitted to something? Say yes. How many times have you been a yes? Do you have any yes men, yes women in this room? Yes to all. Doesn't matter if it kills me, but yes. Don't matter if I'm ruining my own relationship, but yes. So you're also going to learn in the middle of conversations how to actually remember something. How many times have you been in a position where you've been in a conversation with someone and you've literally looked at them and said, this is a really important conversation, or I'm studying, I need to remember this page. You read to the end of the page, the end of the conversation, you're like, what the hell did he just say? I don't even know what it sounds like. It's that bad. Or you read this stuff and you literally forget what you've just read because you're so fixated on trying to remember, you actually forget what you've just gone through. Raise your hand if that resonates. Oh God. There's more people raise their hand than people in the room. Work that one out. How many times have you lied in bed? You cannot sleep. Million tabs open in your head. Before you know it, the alarm goes off, you cannot get up. It's a bit of a paradox, right? Can't get out of bed in the morning, but you can't sleep at night. I've been there. Or maybe you look at someone and think to yourself, how the hell are you so much more ahead than me? I have to put 700% more effort. You just wake up and you just shine. Raise your hand if you know someone like that. For me, it was my older brother. He just walked into a degree, fell over, got a master's, tripped over again, got any job he wanted, done a fart, and then just performed and made 100k a year. I was like killing myself over here. Or you find some masking, but to that people pleasing. And I want you guys to know that you're not broken. You just haven't found a system that actually works for your brain. Let's be very clear. A tool, a system, a hack, a technique doesn't work for everybody. Would you agree? Would we agree that if you go on YouTube and some man with 100,000 views telling you to do the Pomodoro technique, doesn't work for everybody. Everyone has a different life, everyone is unique. We are all very special humans. If we all put our heads together in this room today, we can become a billionaire each in the next month if we just all scrape heads together. We have the knowledge and experience and the potential in this room right now. And I don't doubt that for a second. So, this is the transformation. There are 4 simple shifts that I did. If you want to wake up and you want to solve every problem that I've just literally gone through, there are 4 shifts that I'm going to show you that I personally took. That took me from almost bankrupt, literally rock bottom, drowning in anxiety, drowning in rock bottom minds. My wife was literally 1 foot at the door, so she just couldn't handle it. My relationship was crumbling. I was medicated, drugs, drink, I used to smoke, I did all these things. And how I went from there to building up a globally recognized and accredited business making anywhere between £50,000 to £70,000 per month. And I did that in literally 2 years. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it and how you can do the same in the next 3 to 6 months and have your first thinking month by the 5th month. I'm also going to show you how to stop procrastinating. Does anyone procrastinate by any chance? Oh, just 1 or 2 of you. And how to stop being a slave to your emotions. Can I ask you a question? Just say me if you think that this is a true answer. Who creates your thoughts? Is it me or is it you? Me. So if we create the thoughts, why are we a slave to something that we just created? Doesn't make sense, right? Imagine having a slave that owns you. That'd be a bit weird, isn't it? Be cool to see though, maybe a movie on that. And once you make these simple shifts, you're actually going to be present with your family. You're actually going to be able to wake up in the morning and actually talk to your kids, talk to your partner, actually be in the moment. How many times have we taken our home after work, our work after home? Raise your hand if that resonates. You're laughing with your little kids or your family, your wife, your husband, whatever that looks like for you. And your brain is literally saying, I'm laughing, but I'm thinking about what document I've got to fill in tomorrow morning. The binge eating, the doom scrolling, the everything, guys. You need to learn that if you don't solve these 4 simple shifts, you will always feel like a failure. You'll always feel not good enough. You'll always feel like there's something more out there that you know that you can get, but you're just not doing it. And we need to make that change today. I'm a big believer in overnight changes. I don't believe in taking time. I think we can make a change overnight if you have the right system, because that's what I did. It took me 2 years to have an overnight transformation. A few years ago, I was the last person that you wanted to see. Like I mentioned, I was rock bottom in my life, had genuinely nothing going for me. I could not be any more depressed and anxious and just struggling. I was medicated on L-Vans. The L-Vans actually almost killed me. And I don't say that lightly either. And I just needed a way out. Finding out I was going to be a dad really was my turning point. And that was the moment in my life I knew that I had to make some radical changes. Because I didn't mind suffering for me, but imagine if you've got kids. Who's got children in this room? What would you do for your kids? Would you die for your kids? Say yes.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What? Yes? Yes? Would you get healthy for your kids?
Yes.
So why are we not doing it? This is the point I'm trying to make. So, eventually I got diagnosed with a combined type ADHD, which is apparently the most severe form. And I had tried everything. Honestly, I was desperate. My wife's belly was growing very fast. She needed her husband George to take over and help, and I really wanted to be there for her, but I was struggling. I tried medication, I tried therapy, productivity, I tried everything. Nothing seemed to have worked. And then, obviously, after finding out I was going to be a dad, that seemed to be my turning point. So this is what I did. I locked myself away for 2 years. I didn't speak to anyone. I saw my family 3 times in 2 years, other than my wife, obviously I saw every day. And I read over 100 books. Just to give you context, I was one book a week. Read one book a week, and I hate reading. Who actually likes reading in this room? Wow, I must not have ADHD. You know, I found reading very challenging. And after 2 years of courses, seminars, webinars, YouTube, watching hundreds and hundreds of videos, reading hundreds of books, I discovered there was 3 things that transform ADHD from a curse. It's an unfair advantage. Who would like to know what I did? Good. Me too. And when I found the 3 steps, that's when the Triple R framework was born. Today, we are worldwide recognized and accredited by the IDHM. For those that don't know, that's a worldwide recognized certification body in holistic medicine sector. And this is what we're going to break down. So, shift 1. This is what I had to do. And there are no shortcuts here, guys. The first step is to release the past. I needed to release the past. You see, one thing I realized is that I've got 3 parts of my life. I call it timelines. I couldn't move forward if I never fixed the past. Would you agree that it's a bit of trauma? Something that we would love to just let go of. How many times have you seen a therapist and they may be fantastic what they do, but they're just not hitting the spot? We're just like, they're really good. Why am I still suffering and thinking about how my dad treated me when I was born? You know what I mean? So the first thing to do is we need to release. This is where we cut the chains. So I learned how to cut the chains. It took me a long time. I realized I couldn't hold on to past traumas. I needed to figure out another way. And then I started to develop something called a primitive, specifically for ADHD minds, that was allowing me now to be able to remove all the patterns, all the traumas, all the ADHD blocks that were keeping me stuck in my own head. And I didn't realize how important it was at the time, but I grew up in a very broken home. I grew up in poverty. My parents got divorced when I was 3. I took 5 miles just to get to school. I had to fight for my life at 15 when someone was trying to stab me to death. It's not been a walk in the park. And I realized that I just had to unleash and get rid of that past. It was crippling me. Raise your hand if you feel crippled a little bit by some past trauma. You try to forget it, try to move forward, right? It's hard. The problems, if you do not fix the problems from your past, you cannot move forward if you are chained to your past. And some traumas you don't even know are there. And once you clear the clouds, then what can you see? The sun. So then we clear the clouds. Now we can talk business. You see, take Ashley for instance. Ashley is sold in the My ADHD Academy today. I don't know if he's here or not. He actually just spoke at 12:30 in seminar room 3. Ashley came to me. He was struggling heavily, rejection, bullying. He had a past that was crazy. He really had it hard. Prison, this, that, you name it, he struggled. But today he was able to release the chains from his past. He was not only able to do that, but now he's become a motivational speaker in literally just the last 3 months, sharing his own story, building up his own coaching academy. And he's now spoken at this very event. Can I just give him a little round of applause? Absolutely awesome. I wish he was here so I could talk about it and point at him, make him embarrassed. Then we've got the realign phase. Shift number 2. In shift number 2, we need to look at where we are in the present moment. You see, we are just not one person. Would you agree that we are all multiple people? Like, I am a husband, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm a business owner. You play multiple roles in your life. And the big problem here is this. If you don't understand that, then you end up spreading your energy to all parts of your life. You end up giving yourself 10% to your work, 10% to your family, 10% to your wife, 10% to your kids, 10% to this, 10% to that. Does it make sense? So you need to learn, however, that you are this person that can transfer 100% to all different parts of your life to preserve your energy and to reach your highest level. And that was really difficult for me. See, as my wife's belly was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, she was approaching the 6-month mark. I needed to think fast, and I was looking at the fastest way to solve every problem in the quickest, easiest way possible. And that sounds cliche, but I did feel like I figured something out. And I called it, and I developed it after just over 2 years of figuring this out, called the 432 ADHD operating system, AOS. With 6 to 7 hours a day, it can solve 70% of the struggles that you face today. And I do not say that lightly. And after 4 weeks, it becomes part of your identity. It literally not just changed my life, but it's changed so many lives around the world as well. And we are still growing. We've just over 100 people in last year. It's so great to say that. Than where I was a few years ago. It's fixed also like brain fog, overwhelm, self-sabotage, negative thoughts, chasing dopamine, the list is endless, and more. Because once you learn 2 skills with ADHD, if you learn how to be in control, and you learn how to channel dopamine internally, you stop chasing, and you just be more present, and you feel more happy. Does this make sense? So this is what this system does. Take Nero for instance. Where's Nero?
He's trying to sort this out, George, because we've got background over here.
Okay. Nero is someone who was struggling heavily with feeling lost, feeling completely lost. He came to me literally last March, April, with self-doubt, self-sabotage ingrained in him. He didn't know what to do about it. He always knew he wanted to be a coach. There's Nero.
Here he is.
There he is, the man. He always knew he wanted to be a coach. He always knew he wanted to do something. He just couldn't get out of his own head to actually do it. Raise your hand if you understand what I'm saying here. If you've had that experience. You know exactly what to do. You have dreams bigger than your 9 to 5 or whatever you do. You just don't have to kind of push it. That's exactly how you felt. And today, Nero, he's now was able to roll into the Mind Your ADHD Academy. And he's not just built his own coaching business himself, helping people around the world himself, but he's also now become a lead coach within the Mind Your ADHD Academy too. See, I don't just help people, proofs in the pudding. I give people career opportunities. I help people to get to where they need to be fast, not just in their mindset, but in their business life too. So can we just give Nero a round of applause? It's awesome. And Nero's not just the only one. We've got Tom right in front of me here. Tom is also part of my academy. He was part of it, now we've become good friends. He's actually now got his own podcast, which I'm so excited to be on, Tom. And he's even gone on to put his own performance academy too. So Tom, well done. Let's give him a round of applause. Then we go to shift number 3. This is the redesign phase. In the redesign phase, think about where you are right now. You've let go of all the past traumas, the things that kept you stuck in your head for so many years. You've let go of it. You're now feeling at peace with yourself. You now have the confidence to get what you want, when you want and how you want. You're no longer stuck in self-doubt, negative self-talk, fear of failure, fear of rejection is no longer consuming you. You now understand how to shut your mind off in 3 minutes and be in full control and the master of your emotions, not the slave to your emotions. And at this point, now we look at your career and your business. We make sure your business and your career is aligned with who you are at the core. So you're not just settling. You are actually living a life on your terms. How good would that feel to live a life on your terms? You wake up in the morning and you do what you want to do. You live how you want to live, not how someone else wants you to live. See, if you don't build up your own life by design, you're just going to fall into someone else's plans. And that's something that I realised, and I wish I realised it earlier, but I didn't say the best time to partner to was 20 years ago. The next best time is today. Take Richard. Richard is a businessman. He had a huge business in recruitment, loads of property portfolio, several companies. He was going through a bit of a divorce. Very, very tough divorce. He was struggling quite a lot. And Richard was able to, after 2 years, get out of his own head. He was able to come out of that court case a new man. He was almost willing to end his life over it. But now he's been able to literally thrive to the point where he come out of the court case, he saved himself millions of pounds, he was able to win his kids' custody back, and now he said he's got a new lease of life and he refuses to waste it. He's not with us today, but can we just give him a round of applause? And then shift number 4 is you invest in coaching. You see, one of the things I realised was, in my own journey, I realised that I got myself to 80% solid level, but there was a little bit of a level, 20% niggle I just could not unlock. Raise your hand if you know that you've done really well, but you just know there's a little bit more that you could probably do. You just need someone to help you. Raise your hand if this makes sense. Yeah, and that was the story of my life. I remember my own life. I did so well up until probably about a year and a half in, and then I was like, I kind of need someone to drag me to the next level now. And that's why I invested in a coach. And one of the things I also noticed was that best athletes, best actors, entrepreneurs, people like Elon Musk, Richard Branson, people like will.i.am, Channing Tatum, all of these people have coaches. So what are they doing that we don't know? You see, what I realised is that success leaves clues. You see, you can save yourself years of trying to figure out and costly mistakes, but having someone who's already made those just to show you the way forward. And this is one of the things I want to drive home. Guys, Ashley's in the back. Just point at Ashley, the guy I was talking to you about. Ashley, well done. Round of applause for Ashley, who's now become a speaker on the stage for the first time. Well done, Ashley. And one of the things I realised was the gap between where you are and where you want to be doesn't close by just thinking about it. It's by having the right person to show you from where you are to where you want to be, to give you the belief system until you develop it yourself and to take you there very, very fast. That's one of the things I learned. Take Nikki. She was stuck in her own head. She knew she had so much more to give. She was a yoga, reflexology and kinesiology coach already when I met her. But she wasn't making as much as she should have. She never had the clientele because she was stuck in self-doubt and the fear of not being enough. Have you ever felt like you're not enough sometimes? See, that's a primary fear I've noticed with people with ADHD. The primary fear I've seen is people that feel that they are not enough. And we were able to get her to a place where now she's literally building a business, she's got a purpose, she's actually growing and she should be hitting £250,000 in the next 12 months. in her personal business, and she's now specialised in helping people that have just given birth to go from 3 months after birth to getting back into running and getting back into their fitness, which is something that most moms really struggle with. And I know this myself because obviously I've got 2 kids and I saw it firsthand in my own life. She was really struggling. So that's something that really hit home for me as well. So let's just do a quick recap. Release is where we cut off the chains, using ADHD design priming techniques. Realign, this is where we install the 4v2 ADHD system. We solve all of the day-to-day surface level struggles like overthinking, self-doubt, negative self-talk, and everything in between. Redesign, this is where we look at your business, your career, whatever that looks like for you. Everyone is unique, but beautiful. That's what I've realised. And we help you to build the future that is on your terms, that aligns with you, no questions asked. Invest. You need to be able to invest in yourself. One thing that you need to understand is that if you don't invest in yourself, then it's very hard or very time consuming to take it to the next level. It's going to save you way more time. Now you have a choice. Who likes choices? Who gets decision fatigue? Have you ever been at a restaurant and you don't know what to do, whether to get the steak or the pasta? And you're sitting there and you're stressed out. Well, now you have a choice. Part 1, you can leave here inspired, guys. And I really hope you do, because this has been an absolute beautiful event. Steph and Emma, honestly, they've absolutely crushed this event. You can leave here inspired. You can leave here with a lot of knowledge. But if you don't take action, what do you think is going to happen? Nothing. You can leave here, and then by Monday, you're in the same dread, the same weight, the same emotional struggles. Life takes over, you're back to school, and then you're at the next event a year later, still in the same boat. Path number 2 is you make a decision that enough is enough. Like what I did when I found out I was going to be a dad. I told myself, I'm not going to wait another minute, another hour, another day. No. My son is coming up. I don't mind being a failure for me, but I'm not going to let my son down. And that was my turning point. And I say that, I get emotional just as I say it, because it meant so much to me to make this change. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. It literally saved my life, because I wouldn't have made the changes if it wasn't for my son. And you take massive action, a bit like Ashley, a bit like Tom, a bit like Nero, a bit like Nikki, and everyone in between. And I am doing something that I've never done before, guys. And I purposefully created this event just for this, just for you guys. I said to myself, if people make the effort to be here today, I want to reward them. On the 16th of May, Saturday the 16th of May, I am hosting, never been done before, I've never done it before. My class will tell you, a 1-day, full-day event. I'm getting 12 weeks of all the training that's transformed these people's lives, and I'm literally transforming it, and I'm going to shrink it into a 1-day immersive training. Because one of the things I realized in my life is that if you want to be successful, whether that's happiness or monetary or whatever that looks like for you, the fastest way is to find someone who's where you want to be, but was once where you are, model them and get immersed into what they're doing. So this is why I'm doing it. On this, we are going to do the triple R framework, which is worldwide recognized and accredited. We are going to release the chains from your past, realign the present, and redesign your future. So after 8 to 9 hours of immersive training, you're going to leave a very different human being. And this is why I said to you that it took me 2 years to have an overnight transformation, because it literally did. And for today, for you guys, my clients, as you know, they pay thousands for this, over 12 to sort of 24 months. But for you guys today, we're going to cover everything. And not only that, I want to make it a no-brainer. So I made it the price of maybe a couple of takeouts. And on top of that, I'm going to make sure that on top of getting the full event, you're also going to get full access to my Mind Your ADHD Academy, full training online, which you can access from your phone, and your computer. Again, this is something that people spend thousands for, between £6,000 and £15,000 for in my academy. You're also going to get full access to my Mind Your ADHD Solutions Library, which has every single ADHD struggle with a 1 to 2 minute bite-sized clip, which literally transforms any struggle you've got in a minute using the most tried and effective solution, literally after a 1 minute video. And I can tell you now, these have been really tried and tested. And I also give access to my 7-day reset program. If you ever believe in manifestation or law of attraction or things like this, well, I've actually created a way to manifest your dream life with ADHD and actually believe that you are worthy of the success. So if this is something that resonates with you, here's a QR code. For today, people in this room are getting it for £99. And I don't say this lightly. This is not something you want to miss. You're going to be doing this in real time with me, personally. I am the guy that I know a few people put their phones out. And this is a decision that you're never going to regret. In the worst case, you're surrounded by like-minded people, including myself, for a full day. Your best case, your entire life changes. And when I tell you guys, this is the system that literally transformed my life in an instant. So if you really feel like today's the day that you've come to this event and you've taken time out of your day to really transform it, then this is it. And if you guys have any questions, I'm going to be at my stand, top floor, sort of around the entrance bit. Just come meet me, meet the team, ask us any questions. If you do have any questions, and I look forward to speaking to you. But guys, give yourself a round of applause for speaking today. You didn't have to be here, I appreciate you. Thank you.